Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this very special edition of Mellow Stream Theater, brought to you by Huetopia. We are here this evening to promote Huetopia and ensure that it gets bolstered to an affiliate status. That way we can monetize the channel and continue to put on some really awesome content here for you. As such, I am very sorry that I am subjecting you to this stream, this corny stream. But nevertheless, happy Monday, everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Anino. You will find me on this channel every other Wednesday evening for the Huetopia campaign set in Sarzamine known as Kahania. And that pro transition, it was so not a pro transition, whatever. But this evening, I'm going to be presenting my typical show and format that I bring over from my other channel, Anino Gaming, and it is something that I call Mellow Stream Theater. And now this is a kind of show that I originally came up with for the Extra Life official channel, which I hosted a Sunday stream during brunch hours to talk about them, but basically I just used it as an excuse to drink tea and look pretty pretentious in a smoking jacket and mimic or pay homage to that very classic Masterpiece Theater on PBS, and summarily my personal favorite segment on Sesame Street, Monster Piece Theater. And thank you. I appreciate that. Anyway, so today we are going to be delving back into the Nintendo Switch game that I've been playing through, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I've completed the game earlier this year. I believe that would be PQ, that is pre-quarantine. And so this run is a separate path. This time we are following the Black Eagle path. And we are playing on New Game Plus. So we are carrying over some bonuses from our previous campaign, which we did complete as a member of the Golden Deer. And yes, so we are going to continue on that journey. Let me switch the channel. Oh, there it is. Controller on? It is on. So we are now in the June month. I believe this is the month of the Garland Moon. And we've made it to the final day of the month, in which, for whatever reason, all the important battles are always scheduled on the last day of the month, which seems kind of unusual for a war/strategy game, but here we are. And so apparently there is some uppity lord that has been decided to declare war on the Church of Seros, which is where our hero, known as, shockingly, Anino, is currently serving with his father. So our goal is to seize Castle Gaspard, which we will do with our ragtag group of teenage soldiers, which seems very odd, but that is anime for you. And so, as we see here, the description of this mission is to suppress a rebellion led by Lord Lonato of House Gaspard, and we are supposed to be handling rear guard duty. So that should not be too bad. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Fire Emblem Three Houses, but it's a very deep strategy game that also has a really fantastic story. you play a strong, stoic, and silent protagonist who works as a mercenary alongside his or her father. When you are, by some quote-unquote strange twist of fate, are now stationed at a monastery where you are charged with the task of leading one of 3 houses that represent each of the nations within this continent known as Fodlan. And so, as I mentioned, there are 3 houses. We've got the Black Eagles, the Golden Deer, which is the house that I joined when I played my first run through, and then the Blue Lions. Each house has their own unique group of students who can be a little bit on the rowdy and eccentric side, but you know, that's just how these games roll, really. So we'll head on with the mission. All along the way, you do a lot of preparation, a lot of interaction with your students to get to know them better, and by doing so, you can unlock special abilities and powers that make for a really cool turn-by-turn artistry, I guess, is what I would call it. We are playing this game on a hard difficulty setting, which is not the hardest setting. That would be, I forget what they called it. I think they called it Maniac, but we're not hardcore enough for that. We are going to stick to hard, but we are also sticking with the classic rules in which if you lose a troop, they are gone. They are gone forever. So you need to be extra, extra careful because we do form attachments to our students here because they are just also charming and precious, I guess. And so we will not let them down. Fortunately, we do have a power to turn back time, so if we do make a boo-boo, we can make sure to move back a couple of steps and try again. So I am happy to be here on the Huetopia channel. Oh, I should save.
Thanks a million.
Channel already launched sometime last Wednesday when we had our debut of the Kahania stream, as well as an art stream that occurs, I believe it's set.
No matter how powerful our enemies may be, there is no need to worry so long as we're with Catherine, the mighty wielder of Thunderbrand.
Thunderbrand. Yes, what are you talking about here?
You mean you don't know? My weapon is called Thunderbrand. It's one of the hero's relics.
I'm sorry, I don't keep up to date with weapon pop culture here.
A long, long time ago, the goddess bestowed divine weapons upon 10 heroes, which were passed down to their descendants. It's an honor to wield, but I'm afraid there won't be any chance for that today. Our mission is to help clean up the aftermath, not to fight.
I do too, but Nintendo has always got some really fantastic soundtracks, very memorable songs. I think that you don't have to look any further than Smash Brothers to get basically a full range of all the classic songs that their games have over the years. Even for games that aren't exactly, or for character properties that aren't exactly Nintendo brand, but very closely associated with Nintendo, such as Castlevania and Mega Man, for instance. I really dig the Castlevania soundtrack, and I'm not even big into Castlevania, but you know, Vampire Hunter is one of my favorite songs from a video game perspective. What about you, chat? Do you guys have a particularly favorite Nintendo Like, if someone tells you Nintendo, or mentions the word Nintendo, what's the first game or soundtrack that comes into your mind?
One must wonder why Lord Lonato would incite such a reckless rebellion.
By the way, this gentleman's name is Hubert. Origami Shuriken and May have taken to calling him Hubris because he is very sure of himself. He's also very snake-like, I guess. I'm not a big particular fan of Hubert. I think it's pretty clear that he has such a huge crush on Lady Edlar, who happens to be the leader and future empress of the Adrestian Empire. And the Black Eagle's house is basically consisting of nobles and commoners who've joined the Officers' Academy from the Adrestian Empire.
It all goes back to the tragedy of Duscar.
Oh, here we have some plot. I've totally heard of the tragedy of Duscar.
I remember that day well. No one saw it coming.
I don't, actually.
Roughly 4 years ago, the King of Fargus was murdered by the people of Duscar. I believe that about sums it up, correct?
To put it simply, yes. But there's more to that story. They had accomplices within the kingdom as well.
Accomplices?
Lord Lonato's son, Kristoff, was one of them, and so he was handed over to the church for execution. Speaking from the church's perspective, we simply passed judgment according to our doctrine in place of the kingdom, which was in complete chaos. Whatever the truth behind that incident may be, Lord Lonato has harbored resentment toward the church ever since. Well, to be more specific, his grudge isn't only against the church. It's also against the one who turned Kristoff over to them.
Report! The enemy is approaching. They can't be avoided.
What?
Their numbers are far greater than we predicted. They used the fog to slip past the Knight's perimeter.
Such strategery.
It looks like our mission just changed, Professor. Everyone, prepare for battle!
I guess you're gonna use that relic after all, Lady Catherine. Why is she glowering at me so much? So I guess it's suffice to say that crests in this game are kind of like the mutant gene in the X-Men story. Only some of them have them, create some extra powers and such. So let's take a look at our units and see who we're deploying. So we're allowed to deploy up to 10 troops, and we have exactly 10 troops in our house right now. You can, in fact, recruit members from other houses to join your house. But in order to do that, you have to impress them in order to get them to defect. Right now, each house is supposed to have about 9 allies / soldiers. So who is not originally one of the Black Eagles? That would be... Is that intentional, Anino? Might want to build up a core or something. I guess? I'm not sure what you mean by core, exactly. Oh, no, it's just that I haven't advanced my character enough to be able to recruit other soldiers. Everybody in Black Eagle House, there are nine of them there that will join me automatically without hesitation. But other soldiers or recruits in the game, you have to meet their requirements in order for them to defect and join you. Like, for instance, Leonie, who's one of the recruits that I'm targeting from Golden House, or Golden Deer, because she was my favorite there. She requires you to have high strength stats and high lance stats, or lance proficiency, which I don't really quite have right now. I haven't really been focusing on that. I've been focusing more on leveling up my magic abilities, because there are more magic-oriented characters that I'm interested right now. And we only have one dedicated healer on our team. Yeah, it's a little similar to the confidence system in Persona. So, as I mentioned, you start off with 9 students in your... I'm sorry, 8 students in your house. We recruited Anna, and as you can see here, Anna is actually a member of the Church of Saros. She's a merchant. She's not very good. I had to invest a lot of effort into keeping her alive in the prior practice missions. But we just need an extra body on the field, so we are going to bring her along. Now, you'll notice here that there's a second little window underneath deployment for adjutants, and you can assign up to 3 adjutants to basically accompany your deployed soldiers, and what that happens is that they get some experience, but they aren't actually put on the line of fire, so you can kind of say that they're a sidekick, but they won't advance as quickly, but they will at least do some advancement while on the field. So, yeah, that's basically it. Let's see where everybody's deployed. So it looks like we're going from left to right. These 3 are not going to be under our control. This is Lady Catherine, as you can tell from her really fancy sword. And it looks like they have introduced a new mechanic here. They've introduced basically it's Fire Emblem's version of the Fog of War. Now I always like to try to orient my screen in such a way that my characters are always moving forward. It's just easier that way for me to see. By the way, these little things here, there are little hidden treasures or bonuses if you rest one of your characters there. So we will eventually get there. Now, the important thing to note about Fog of War is that I think it's pretty obvious. You can't see where the enemy is, so you need to advance very cautiously. Obviously, you're going to try to move your tougher characters first.
With this fog, it's impossible to tell where the enemy might be, or how many of them there are.
Oh,
the enemy could
one.
be trying to surround us, but they shouldn't have enough soldiers to form a tight circle. Take down anyone who breaks through the fog, and let's push through!
Really bossy. I've never met you before.
That smell. It's fresh blood. It seems the battle has already started within the fog.
Proceed with caution. Wait for them to enter your field of view.
Battles with thick fog, your units will only be able to see enemies that are close by. Proceed with caution, a unit's movement will be cut short if it's interrupted by an enemy. Reward if your allies do not suffer heavy losses. Be careful not to let your allies fall. We've got to protect them in some fashion.
Stay focused.
That's not a good move.
I will prevail.
Move Fatal Guard over here. This allows her to get visibility, plus the forest actually grants some cover, so that'll keep her safe.
I will get the victory.
Petra over there.
Aye,
Here's Gung Ho Anna. Not so Gung Ho Bernadetta.
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Yes, we know that. We say it every time we select you. We're gonna actually equip the melee. Oh, wait, no. Maybe up there.
That's my cue.
Put me in there.
I gotta really buff up this characters that I selected here. Is it really? We can fix that. Let's see. And where's that other tab? Oh, I know why. My bad. So I'm using the Elgato. It's actually... a little louder than I thought it would be. Okay. How's this now? Better? It's a very dramatic score. That's better? Okay. If I need to turn it down further, let me know. Great. Where are we? Where were we? Oh. So this is Casper. He's my, he's pretty much a heavy hitter. He's destined to be pretty much an armored knight. He uses battle axe. And he hits pretty hard, but he doesn't move very far. So, gotta find some way to boost his mobility a bit so that we can keep him on the front lines. But he will wait here.
As you wish.
Move you here.
Battle.
And this is Linhart, who his favorite thing is to take naps. I don't blame him because, you know, who doesn't like naps? Now it's a little too low? Okay. Can fix that. How's that level now? Better?
Lord
Ooh.
Renato doesn't
Ooh.
deserve such sadness and anger. Now it's your turn to suffer.
How dare you ambush my healer?
You think we're just gonna do nothing while you try to kill our lord?
Well, no, I guess not. Wow, they're really targeting him. Hope nobody else comes along because he's in trouble. Oh, that is a serious sword. Just one-shotted that poor dude. Wow, they moved one whole step forward. That's great.
I'd like to take it easy.
Yeah, I know you would. We are just going to snipe you. Oh, really? Alright, fine. Move you back here, and you are going to attack, and you're going to light this guy on fire. There you go. TV Pickle, how are you? Alright, what do we want to do next? We're going to be a little conservative. We are going to move... Wait, can you not cast spells? Oh, son of a gun. Alright, well, fine. We'll just attack here. I don't know how my character can miss even though he's got glasses. That was horrible. No. What do we want? I suppose... I did not give her a bow. Why did I not give her a bow? What? No pithy comeback, we're saying? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed. Oh, that's right. He doesn't know how to heal either. Darn it. Wow, a training sword. So powerful. Okay, you know how to heal.
Helpful.
Could have been a little more grateful, but okay. He wouldn't have done any damage anyway, so... Everybody clap their hands. Yeah, everybody clap their hands. Just applaud. I don't know why, but... How do you miss that? Wow, she's got 4 attacks. And is she gonna whiff all of them? Wow, she whiffed on all of them. Oh yeah, that's cool. I forgot. So each of these characters, they all have fairly unique abilities. So for instance, Dorothea here, who is a former opera singer, adjacent allies can recover up to 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. So it's really good to keep her next to all of your friends as much as possible. So we'll just wait here. Now it's really important that both my character and Edelgard survive. We don't want them to eat it because that means we would fail the mission. a little concerned about people sneaking up from this side again. So we're going to try to keep our more powerful characters, or we'll try to keep our more fragile characters on the inside and keep our stronger characters on the outside. Oh. I'm just trying to buff up this guy's bow abilities. Everybody, how was your Monday? I actually went to the office today. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, there goes my bonus. You weenie. You couldn't finish him off with one shot like your commander. The office, really quiet. The only person there was my manager. He's the only one who's willing to go into the office. I think he just frankly wants to get away from his wife. But the traffic wasn't really all that bad. It's usually about 45 minutes to an hour to get to the office from where I live. But our office is actually much smaller now. We're supposed to be moving offices, and the lease in our current space had ended. But our new space isn't ready, so we downsized our office to just a couple of meeting rooms and open seating. But nobody in the office or in the company really wants to come in and do work. The office space is now reserved for any face-to-face meetings that folks want to hold, which isn't all that much because our company is very much got a work-from-home culture. So let's see. What do we want to do here? I think we'll just snipe you. Oh, so that's awesome. So the crest that I have equipped on my character actually will occasionally proc and heal for a portion of the damage I deal out. So that was nice and handy. I haven't seen how this spell works out yet, so we'll give that a go. Ooh, that was fancy, huh? You do not see any T. I decided that it would be better to have the Huetopia logo up instead of seeing me in the camera, so no cam here. But if I do switch to just chatting, I will certainly turn that on. Well, I'm a little mad because the soldier base, this guy's buddy got ambushed, so I don't want to lose any more of these NPCs, so we're just gonna try to keep them healed. But also, hi Kupo Knight, how are you guys doing? How are you doing? I don't know why I said you guys. I mean, you know, everybody else in the chat can answer and tell me how they're doing. We are here to converse, after all. And I feel like I'm talking too much about the game. Mostly, when I stream, I'm just here to listen to Mayday make wisecracks about what I'm streaming. We must protect Bernadetta because she is precious. Of course, just surrounding them. I do, because it does make me laugh and it gives me something to play off of. Oh, Dorothea, what do we want to do with you? We'll move you here. Whoa, where did you come from? Right, who hit Petra? If we're looking at the range of arrows, that means this person is probably sitting here. We'll have Edelgard snuff it out. Yeah, there he is. That's the Gaspard commander? Really? That doesn't seem right. Really shouldn't split the party.
I won't let you anywhere near Lord.
Uh-oh. It's too late. I'm committed now. I think I won that exchange. Oh, darn it. That only did 2 damage? Seriously? Alright, fine. We're just gonna go and do this now.
Let the lesson begin.
That was 69 damage. What do we say? We say that's nice. Non-dairy pudding. What flavor pudding are we talking about here? Dang, she's tough.
Thunderstrike Cassandra.
Wow, she's got a nickname.
Zealotry that killed my son.
The only name I answer to is Catherine. Prepare to taste the blade of one who serves the goddess. Now you face a knight of Theros!
The fog is cleared. There's nothing left to hide you or the filthy Central Church from the judgment of the goddess.
I'm not sure that tracks, because the fog was your advantage, buddy. Well, there's the bastard. Okay. And there are 2 more knights. An axe dude and a pikeman. Okay. And there's nobody here, so I guess we're going to have to move you. Actually, no, we don't want to move you there. That would be dangerous. Nope. That's... We'll have to wait you here. Oh well. Oh, this will finish him off. Okay, we'll do that instead. PK Thunder! Uh-oh. Oh, don't kill her. Have at thee! He's toast. Please don't die, please don't die, please don't die, please don't die. Thank you! I heart you, Petra.
My limit is nearby.
Is it? Is it? It's okay. We got you. We got you. Don't die, please.
I thank you.
I know, Petra's so awesome and stabby. You're done. Bye-bye. Not sure why he has to pose with his arrow, but okay. What do we want to do here? Why does my character have 3 sets of bows? Oh right, we wanted to level up our bow, so we're gonna attack with that.
No hesitation.
I like how he says no hesitation, but he actually did pause in his spinny shot.
Please don't die.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe Lord Lonato has the strength to carry on.
Is she talking smack even though she didn't do anything? Hey! How dare you? Alright, you're gonna finish this guy off because, we don't like him. Alright, what do we want to do next? We really care about this guy? He doesn't seem to have moved anywhere. We're gonna bait this guy out. Oh! Oh, we can get a free shot on them too. What a weak shot. Wow, rusted lance. Much power.
Not so fast.
Wow, she actually dodged. That's great. Too bad for this dude though, because he's about to get smacked. you here.
Dangerous.
Oh man. You need some heals, don't you? That's not my healer. Oh wow. Physic has some pretty decent range. It's good to know.
That really helped. I will get the victory.
We're going to switch this guy to a Steel Lance so that he can protect the others with counterattacks. Hadouken? Oh, it's quite a laser beam. We'll move up here and do that flank. I like how she's just, you're weak. Get over it. Alright, don't you think that's a little overkill? I could have taken him. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Nah, I guess we can't. We can attack if we go from here. Yeah, because we don't have that curve shot ability, so we don't have that extra range, but that's fine. I'm talking about here. I like how she dreads going out there. Not that I'm terribly worried, but better safe than sorry. Probably shouldn't have him going all the way out there on his own, but I don't want to overcommit, so we'll move just one shot here. But we wanted to free that spot so that we could move Dorothea up. Not that you need the heals, but it's good XP.
I'm a quick study.
I suppose you are. It's got a pretty active dating life, too. Her words, not mine. You're really going out there on your own? These guys don't want to attack, huh? Alright. What do you want to do? So I don't want to take too long, but I don't want to... Battalion replenishment there wasn't really needed or necessary, but... So Leonardo is on a self-healing square, which is not great. Did I miss any treasure chests while I'm out here? I don't think so. No, we didn't. So, that's good. There's one thing I do not like in this game. It's missing loot. We better switch to a melee weapon so that we can counterattack if they decide to attack. Oh, shoot. Miss? Thank you. That would have been disastrous. That's not good. Wow, they got a lot of gambits. That's not great, because what happens there is that it stuns my character into... Ooh. Wow, that made me look bad. Just one-shotted that dude. Anyway, getting hit by a gambit like that means that my characters are now stuck in place for the next turn. Not great, but we are not in too much danger, so we're okay. That's a good move because it... Oh. Well, he wasn't gonna do... She wasn't gonna do any damage anyway, but... I thought that ability allowed you to, not get hit with a counterattack. Alright, so we are gonna move you here, and we are going to knock this guy out. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to clean the map here. I mean, if they're not going to come after me, I might as well. In retrospect, I should have moved my character over into this spot because then she would have been able to heal Anna passively. Oh well. I don't know how mobile this target's going to be. He might be able to come up and attack her, but I think she'll be fine as long as I have a healer on her.
Thanks.
Could have been.
My character can't do anything at this point, so we're just gonna have to actually end our turn early.
Repent from the grave.
Ow! Did she say repent from the grave? How do you even do that?
Appreciate it.
Alright, so what do we got here? We've got 3 enemies. One's on horseback. 2've got axes. Gotta see if we could bait out the axes without getting the knight involved. Might as well heal while we're here.
Back to the fray.
Leave her here so that she'll get a passive heal. And we will move Edelgard into cover. Because she is not expendable. I mean, none of my troops are expendable, really, but she's extra not expendable. Just 8 damage? That's it? That wasn't a bad kick. Where are you going? Let's see. We will attack you with the bow. No pithy chat there? Okay. Oh, that showed that person. I wonder if this person's actually going to move out, or if he's just going to wait there for me to come at him. Not that it makes much of a difference, I suppose, but... You can go take a nap over here, because you are out of frame and will not be able to actually do anything for me. Okay, so he's going to just stand there.
I will be the one to kill you. No other!
You have lost all sense of justice. You want to fight me? So be it. I'll send you to meet your goddess.
She's a little self-righteous.
You have been deceived by that witch. I will show you the truth.
Sure you will, buddy. We did it, everybody.
Kristoff, forgive me.
I never thought I'd see Lonato meet this fate. Well done, everyone. Let's gather our troops and go.
Woo. So, we all know that Burst of Hope's favorite character is Petra. Anybody else here played Fire Emblem Three Houses? Your allies did not suffer heavy losses, so you earned a reward from the Church of Seros. I could have sworn that losing one enemy or one ally would have been it, but You haven't played enough of it yet?
My thank you so much.
Everybody loves Dorothea, apparently.
Damn it was all so pointless. I've never seen so many people utterly heartbroken.
Forcing innocent citizens to risk their lives? That man was not a noble, but a monster.
Claude.
What could have pushed Lord Leonardo to this point?
Okay, so Kupo does, in fact, love Petra. Petra kind of reminds me of Starfire.
Militia fighting alongside our enemies.
Edelgard, that is the reality of the battle.
If only everyone could face reality so unflinchingly.
That's why I'm the professor.
The commoners who allied themselves with Lord Leonardo believed they were fighting for a just
You like
cause.
Edelgard's hair?
It would be disrespectful to consider them simply victims when they died for what they believed in. Still, we have no choice but to eliminate those who cling to unreasonable ideas of justice. Even if our enemies are the gods themselves, we must never lose sight of our goal.
Gasp. Do I want to agree with her, or do I not want to? I guess we'll agree.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. Really, I'm just like Leonardo. I, too, will be the sort of ruler who's willing to risk the lives of my citizens in service of a higher cause.
Well, I mean, I would be shocked if you weren't.
It's not possible to change the world without sacrifice. Dying for the greater good is not a death in vain.
The greater good.
Professor,
Good.
I'm afraid this incident is far more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Leonardo. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea.
Why would you just carry a note like that upon your person?
We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to ignore. We must report this to Lady Rhea right away.
Petra was the first person you tried to recruit, but you're not worthy yet in the game. I forgot what her requirements were, but I don't think I ever ended up recruiting her in my game either.
Safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection.
Sure. It was all the goddess who helped me out there.
But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped.
Maybe Lord Leonardo is also a courier. Oh, Pasha, my students deserve the praise.
I am not so sure.
How dare you?
I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia.
Did you just call my students cowards?
However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians. I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Wow, that's a little heavy-handed, don't you think?
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Leonardo's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
Won't that endanger the students, though?
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The rite of rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess.
Admittingly, I am not picking the most sarcastic of responses that I could be. But like in real life, I feel that you need to build up enough trust/goodwill before you can start being sarcastic without suffering a whole lot for the consequences.
The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower.
Right there's a life lesson for you kids. Learned from ego smushed times in corporate America. Corporate America. Anyway, the Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins.
Of course, the Knights will be on high alert as well. But there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
But mostly your students will have to do the bending.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
Blue Sea Moon.
White clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The goddess's rite of rebirth.
That's basically every excuse for the next like 2 or 3 chapters. Surely nothing will happen to us despite these tumultuous times. We're just students.
Her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garreg Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held.
Does anybody here have any tabletop role-playing games that they're looking forward to a lot this week? I'm still waiting to hear back about my Sprawl game. We're supposed to have our game finale, but we haven't been able to quite schedule that yet. I know there's a very special one-shot scheduled for this End of the World tomorrow. That's right. And running a game for the podcast on Saturday. Okay, that's cool. Received 5,000 gold from the Church of Ceros as funding for this month's activities. It's Caspar's birthday. We shall buy Caspar flowers because he is actually in our group.
Thanks.
Madeline says that she's looking forward to that book release tomorrow and has charged her Kindle up to make sure that she has plenty of room to read. So for those of you who are not in the know, tomorrow is the much anticipated release of the Dresden Files novel. Yeah, I wasn't sure what you meant by room there, but sure, plenty of amp. So you don't have the physical book on delivery? Anyways, as I was mentioning, there is a one of my personal favorite genres of fiction is urban fantasy. And the reason why I like urban fantasy is I've always found that urban fantasy... actually, let me switch here really quick. All right. Oh my God, why is my hair like that? Anyway, one of my favorite genres, as I mentioned, is urban fantasy. And the reason why I liked urban fantasy is that it seems that urban fantasy writers tend to be a lot more considerate or aware of having a diverse set of characters and representation in their books. Though admittingly, I don't feel like Jim Butcher's books are particularly well diverse. Side note, I do think that Rivers of London actually has a very good diverse cast. That one's actually set in London, obviously, from the name. And the protagonist is actually a black police officer with the Met. But so check that one out because that's a really cool series too. Anyway, so Dresden Files comes out with a new novel tomorrow. I forget the name of it. Hand hurts too much to hold physical books anymore. You miss them. Yeah, Kindle Whites are really good. Anyway, so the title of the new book is called Peace Talks, and it follows the previous book, Skin Game. And Skin Game came out over 5 years ago, which is a very long time to wait for a book. As those of you who might have picked up Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire, so that well, where was I going with this? Sorry, May distracted me. Anyways, I guess there was a lot going on in the author's life, Jim Butcher, that you know, previously he was releasing his books almost every 10 to 12 months, and this past time around it took him almost 5 years. He did release some other books in the meantime, and he was also prolific enough to release graphic novel adaptations of the Dresden Files. I tended to only pick up the graphic novels if they were completely new stories and they were not just adaptations of the existing novels. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the new book, as is Madeline, and I think Origami enjoys the books too. She should, because she's actually run Dresden Files games for us. I don't know if anybody's ever picked those up, but that TTRPG is really great. It's based on the Fate system, and so yeah. Anyways, we're looking forward to that book. I'm probably not going to be able to get to starting it till Wednesday, so we'll see how that works out. I have a report that is due on Wednesday morning, and it's going to take me some time to pull together, so I need to make sure that is. And, I typically like to read the at least the prior novel just to refresh myself, but I haven't cracked open Skin Game yet, so we'll get back to that. I don't know, is anybody else reading anything other than tabletop source books? The other book that I read, speaking of tabletop source books, has been the Quest system, and that's been a really, really cool, interesting system to read up on. It's very narrative focused. And Kupo is now free from work. Everybody congratulate Kupo on being free from work. There are other things to read than TTRPG source books. Yes, there is, believe it or not. I know it might come as a shock to folks. Origami has started a book called Nevernight. What did I read before? Gosh, I'm going to have to look up my Kindle, but I did read another book before then. Why that face? No, you know, I don't know. It's just my deadpan face. But you see, I am drinking tea. We have green tea tonight. Anyways, all right, let's get back to the game. Where are we? Okay, so we just gave Caspar birthday flowers. That'll keep him happy. Thank you, B. Zelda. I appreciate it.
Our mission this month is to patrol and set up defenses to stop the assassination plot.
I wonder if an assassination attempt is truly the goal of our enemy.
Why do you have to sound so sinister when you say that?
Yes, I think so too. barely concealed secret message, trying to distract us from whatever's really going on. Sloppy, to say the least.
I think he'd sound sinister ordering a large pepperoni pizza. Hello, Papa Gino's. Like a large thin crust pepperoni pizza. With extra cheese. Please deliver to the Garrick Monastery. And it better be here in 30 minutes or less. Or else.
And while everyone is out searching for a phantom assassin, they'll be free to accomplish their true goal with ease.
For those of you who do not know, and not from the New England-ish area, I'm Batman. Yeah, that's the only voice I can do reliably is a Batman-adjacent voice. Anyways, those of you who are not in the New England area, Papa Gino's is a local chain. It's a place where everybody that I knew who was growing up, when we threw pizza parties at Papa Gino's because Chuck E. Cheese did not come around till later. But I always thought that Papa Gino's was a notch above Domino's. Anyways, what are some local chains that you guys have that might not be national? I'm kind of curious because I always like talking about food and restaurants and such. I know in California there was a pizza chain that I visited fairly regularly called Round Table Pizza. Serena Basil says Austin Pizza. Now, is that just around the Austin area, or is that around the Texas as a whole? When he ever stands behind her like that, it reminds me of Alice and Kurokiba in Food Wars. You're not wrong, although I think Kurokiba was cooler and less sinister. Little Caesars was the pizza place kids in my area wanted so badly. I don't think they're national. They had this pizza called the Dominator, which was like really large, so kids thought it was the coolest thing. Just Austin? Okay. What's your favorite pizza from there, Serena? By the way, I'm just going to take this proactive measure right now and say that pineapple on pizza discussion is a line here on this channel because we do not want to get into any bitter arguments about it. So we're just not going to discuss it. Apart from the fact that we just said that pineapple on pizza is a line that shall not be discussed here. We're keeping the peace here, and I'm doing my part as a responsible streamer in order to make sure that we do keep the peace and quiet here. So to recap, the lines on Huetopia so far are pineapple on pizza discussions and Andrew Lloyd Webber. I do apologize for breaking that line, by the way, back on the Unfiltered chat last Saturday. But yeah.
The monastery houses many valuable weapons. Perhaps that is their aim?
Very specific topics. You have to really draw those lines. Very, very specific. So what about you, Kupo? Your neck of the woods, what's the go-to pizza chain?
I hear the monastery has a treasure vault too. Seems like the sort of place a
You're full of pizza after eating pizza. So where did your pizza come from? So Serena's favorite pizza is the Farmer's Market, which is Roma tomatoes, which he removes. Spinach, red onions, bell peppers, mushrooms, kalamata, olives, garlic, and artichoke hearts. That sounds like a very good vegetable pizza. I think the more known pizza chain in specifically my state, the Boston area, is Pizzeria Regina. But the only good Pizzeria Regina to really go to is the one in the north end, which is the Italian neighborhood in Boston. And the original Pizzeria Regina is there with their like 100-year-old wood-fired stoves and such. Cupolo's deep dish pizza. Okay, I'm just going to add that we are not going to argue. We're going to throw a line down on deep dish pizza. We're going to respect the fact that a deep dish pizza is a pizza, whether you really want to acknowledge it as one or not. But we're going to call it a pizza. And we're not going to argue over this point. It's a place called Froman's that has the best Cupo has ever had. And it's better in the... But they've had better in the Bay Area. Okay. Origami has a story now. Origami says that she and her roommates got banned from Pizza Hut. So their options are now Broadway, Domino's, or Papa John's. And there's Little Caesars too, but meh on Little Caesars. So I think it's really funny that of those four mentioned there, Little Caesars is the one with deserves the meh. When I feel like Papa John's is the one that deserves the meh. And now everybody wants to know how Origami and her roommates got banned from Pizza Hut. Side story about Pizza Hut. Thing that I really obsessed about for a little while when I was younger was the stuffed crust pizza, which I don't know why I did because it wasn't really particularly good. Are we allowed to discuss the merits and detriments of various pizza chains, or is that dangerous? That's a good question. It's cheese inside of bread. Yeah, exactly. It's not even like good cheese at that. It's like they took those, you know, those string cheese and just rolled that into the crust. And then there's all that marketing that went around there, that around the stuffed crust pizza, in which everybody would be forced or encouraged to turn their pizza around and eat crust first. And now I want pizza. I had a veggie burger for dinner tonight, although that was also pretty good. Little Caesars, $5 cheese bread. Let's see. So if we want to talk a little bit, or if folks want to learn a little bit more about what the pizza scene is like around the Boston area, it's a lot of the pizza places that are on the corners that you'll see are mom and pop shops, and they mostly are run by Greek families. So the pizza shops are where you can also get gyros and steak kebabs or kebabs and Greek salads and such. But yeah, the pizzas tend to be on the crispier and thinner crust side. But that's the pizza that I really like personally. So I don't really visit a whole lot of chains just because there are just so many mom and pop shops that are around that tend to be a lot better. Adds Boston to the TTRPG friend foodie list. Yeah. Mazestown has a war on flavor. That's right. But we always try to make it up for May when May visits the Boston area. We usually go to a lot of nicer places, but yeah, when folks here do visit or end up visiting PAX East. PAX East is in my backyard, so that's when I play host and bring people around to all of the non-touristy places, because PAX East is actually located or run in the BCEC Center, and the BCEC Center is actually smack dab in the middle of the Seaport District, and the Seaport District is like super tourist trappy. Yeah, totally will. Yeah, the Seaport District I hate. I worked there for about 2 years, and the reason why I hate it is because it's so I don't want to say strip molly, but it's so bougie. I think that's the better word to call it, because all of the restaurants that open up there are like really high-end chains, and it just really bothers me because it could have done so much better, but they don't. Plus, intermixed with all of these bougie restaurants are high-rise condos that go for like $2 or $3 million for like a studio apartment, and it's crazy. Yeah, because nobody in the Boston area can actually afford it. So the only thing that happens is people buy it. Foreign nationals end up buying the places as investment properties, and so a lot of the people that used to live in the Seaport District, back when the housing was affordable, got really pushed out. And yeah, I hate that so much because the Seaport District no longer has any character. It's also been overdeveloped, so there's like a serious risk of everything flooding, which is not cool. So Origami says that as for Pizza Hut, her roomies tried to make an order online and didn't process correctly, so they tried to call and do it over the phone, but the person on duty said just hung up on them. So they ordered Domino's, and then after Domino's arrived, the Pizza Hut order showed up. So they got double the pizza, which doesn't sound like too much of a bad problem to have, but I'm just going to push forward through this chat. Monastery has a treasure vault too. Seems like the sort of place a foe would like some alone time in.
Is immense, and not just above ground, but below as well. Perhaps their aim lies beneath the monastery.
It seems to me that we should search the monastery for a clue as to what the enemy might be after.
Imagine if Hubert was Scooby-Doo. It would sound so much more friendlier. Instead of saying, "Ruh-oh, Shaggy," you just hear Scooby-Doo saying, "Seems to me that we should search the monastery for a clue. Also, Jinkies."
Of course, we must never underestimate the need for preparedness, in case a battle should ensue.
A secret meeting, Professor?
Oh, hi, Shamir. How you doing?
Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Saros, and this young man is...
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril. Yep, she's teaching me about the bow and the sword and all kinds of stuff.
Pizza Hut manager was mad that they didn't pay for the order, which means they didn't even know they were even going to get, and banned them. Nice. And Pizza Hut pizza was disappointing anyways.
I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside,
Really?
if you need anything
Did not know that. Couldn't have guessed. Honestly, I kind of have a thing for Shamir, but... Okay, we now get to explore. Fighting tournaments are begin this month, and the reward is a steel sword plus. Alright. So Sunday the 6th, we can do exploring, and we have the opportunity to do some cooking and fishing. So we shall do that. I mean, it's Pizza Hut. What are you gonna do?
A hero's relic. However, could I know something? Still, it is heavy on my mind. The stone within the sword. A glow of red. Oh, it is nothing.
By the way, Sothis is the mysterious being / spirit that only I can see and hear. So, you know, my character's kind of crazy. You must know your enemy. Receive an elf feather and renown for your efforts. Tournaments start this week. Tea for 2. Seek intel on a band of thieves that have been raiding villages in the north of Fergus. A peculiar trend. Wanted. Valuable secrets. Compensation upon delivery. Anino is haunted. That is right. You see it in my expression. So now is the time where we go around and we talk to all the folks. And here is Shamir.
You spend too much time roaming the monastery.
Wow, you don't even know me, Shamir.
If you're looking for something, try less aimless wandering.
I was thinking about the enemy's objective. Thank you very much.
Know who the enemy is? You can't know why without knowing who.
Yes, I'm aware.
It's none of my business anyway. I'm just here to take care of enemies who get too close.
Train me, Shamir.
Practice yields results.
Hey, I'm not as incompetent with the bow as I was. You used to have that haircut? AFK a few, moving downstairs. Okay.
What the?
Anyways, back to the pizza discussion. I think my favorite pizza, it largely depends on where I'm ordering from, but at Pizzeria Regina, I like this combination of pizza where it's crumbled sausage and ricotta cheese, which, you know, isn't exactly great if you are lactose intolerant, but it's like an open-faced calzone. I really liked it. But my typical order is usually a sausage, onions, and peppers.
Our enemy's true. The monastery has been around for nearly a millennium. It's only logical that there are.
I don't get too exotic with my pizza toppings.
Would you mind asking around and seeing what you can dig up? Once you've uncovered some leads, we'll regroup. I have a favor to ask.
Of course you do. Bag of tea leaves, a small bag containing a mixed variety of tea leaves, probably belongs to someone who's interested in tea. Really went out on a limb there.
People die in every battle, and it can be by sword or spear or magic, but depending on who it is that died, depending on who died, it's different. I hope nothing bad happens this month.
Oh, you poor child. So we're going to try to go through this very large map as systematically as possible. That way we don't recover or go over retreaded ground. Is that how the expression goes? I don't know. Here's to do.
The monks declined my offer of assistance. They said that no one from Dusker is to be trusted, especially now.
Yeah. So I do have a little bit of a problem with this aspect of the story. It seems like every war anime or Japanese anime-ish inspired war game has this certain ethnic or geographical group that is persecuted in some fashion. It was in Valkyria Chronicles, for instance. I really wish that they would move away from that kind of trope. Ooh, another owl feather. So we can have two.
There's been talk of an attempt on Rhea's life. We've been ordered to help the Knights patrol. Could that possibly mean that Rhea isn't beloved by everyone the world over?
You think?
It seems there were forces opposing the church, beyond Lord Lonato. I never thought such forces could exist in this world.
Anyways, May, I don't think we've ever shared a pizza before. Do you have preferred toppings?
I suppose then.
Marianne is very sweet. We are not going to recruit
blame
her.
for all this commotion, but it's frankly a huge inconvenience. With everyone stuck on guard duty, our study and training time has been drastically reduced.
So this is Lysithea, and this is someone that we are planning on trying to recruit because she is such a powerhouse. But as you can tell, she is a bit focused on her studies.
Yes, I'm actually very busy right now.
Gotta gain more experience in magic and faith. We do have a time limit on recruiting, by the way. This game is actually divided into two halves. Oh, you're irrelevant.
Have you heard of the War of the Eagle and Lion? It was the battle that won the kingdom its independence from the Empire. Even the Church of Seros had no choice but to recognize the courage of Luke, the King of Lions, who emerged victorious.
Luke. Bell peppers. That's fair.
The church awarded him
Kazemi does not like bell peppers either,
region,
especially green
backing him in
ones.
his bid to found the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. In return, Luke agreed to make the Church of Seros the religion of his territory, and permitted them to publicly proselytize across the kingdom. In the 400 years since, the church and the kingdom have continued to maintain very close relations.
What? I don't know what you're whatting about. Was she upset? Was that person upset that I cut him off? Door key. We have not had a chance or any reason to use door keys yet. But I suspect that will change in the next mission. Ooh, here we go.
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame. No, but do not concern yourself for my safety. I am very much stronger than I appear.
Good for you, buddy.
I have something to ask of you.
What can this guy train me in? We're not going to waste it here. Oh, wait. We said we were supposed to go through this systematically, so what we will do is we will go here, and we're going to try to comb the map in a circular fashion. You don't have to be this, how do I want to put it, thorough in the game, but I'm all about min-maxing, and so I tried to do it so I don't miss any content. Oh, thank you, May. I appreciate it.
It is the oldest trick in the book, but I cannot shake the thought that our enemies may attempt it. I will stand guard and watch over the stable, and the knight's horses,
They are truly magnificent. Please, do me a favor.
Ooh, we got an elegant tea set. Let's gift him. Wait. Okay. So let's explain the gift system a little bit. So what the gift system does is, if you see that little gauge in the top right corner, that's the student's motive. That is a horse, a very long-haired horse with a beard. Actually, let's take a look at it really quick. Yeah, that horse has got a lot of fur all over it. Kind of looks almost goat-like in that sense.
It is the... I will stand...
Okay, so, what was I saying? It's so fluffy, I know, right? Anyway, so there are two things that you can give characters or students in this game, and that's gifts or lost items. What these do is they buff or increase a character's motivation. So you can see at the top right here, that little green smiley face and a full bar there. That's the motivation bar. And now that's important because when you're teaching your students, this tells you how much extra lessons they're willing to take with you, other than, you know, your normal day-to-day lectures. And this is a good way to buff or focus their leveling up in their skills much faster. And so you max out your motivations at 4. I don't want to give them a lost item or a gift right now because that would be a waste. Because you can't bank more than 4 pieces or 4 stages of motivation. So we're not going to give them anything right now. Oh, what's this person requesting?
Talk of students. They wouldn't happen to be from your class, would they? Please keep your students in line, Professor.
Wow. How dare you? Why do you assume that my students are the ones that are misbehaving? Also, a new thing that they added through the DLC is that you can now feed the cats and dogs in the monastery. So we'll just give this fella some fish. You get a lot of fish. Oh, that guy doesn't want anything. Oh my god, why are you so cute? Does this little kitty want a tomato? Maybe a Noah fruit or a peach currant? No, we will give you an aramid goby. Alright. Enough distraction there.
So, greetings, Professor. The goddess's rite of rebirth is this month, right? The monastery gates will be thrown wide open on that day. I'll be working as a guide. I hope I get to guide some lovely ladies around.
You disgust me, gatekeeper. Focus on your work. I used a bottle of perfume for someone who has particular tastes in fashion. Arcane crystal.
Right.
Insect larva for fishing. Fantastic. Another hungry looking kitty. I have an airmaid goby. Looks like there are no vegetables or hidden stuff here.
Okay.
While we're here, we should replenish our battalions. Battalions are really cheap in this game. I don't really understand why, but
Hey, Professor. How's it going? Making lots of coin?
I sure am, Merchant Anna.
Catch up, but I'm super busy right now. Working. For money. You understand.
What else would you work for?
Hey, how about a favor?
Alright, well, we'll grab that. Can you teach me anything? Guess you can teach me some faith. Do I really want to waste it on that, though? I really want to max out... I bet his name is Teddy. I don't really want to max out... Or... Ooh, Ingrid's here. I don't think she likes me enough to recruit her.
Lady Rhea lifts the spirit. Hi, Professor. I've actually got
We need to up our dexterity and our flying. Just terrible because I've never really been one for making my main character a flying unit. Anyway, I think my goal is I want to max out the motivation of all of the students that I teach. Why are you napping in the dining room, Linhart?
So sleep. I found an interesting book in the library. Got so caught up reading it, I forgot to sleep. Interesting
That's a
discovery,
first.
though. The coffins of the 4 saints in the sanctum each have their crests carved into them. I'll need to find a way down there to get a look.
Okay, you do that, buddy. Oh, here's Annette.
Have you heard? Rumor has it that Death himself has been appearing in Garreg Mach. They say he appears every night and kidnaps folks. I wonder what happens to them.
Right on.
Something in the monastery that someone might go after? There's so much here, I couldn't possibly name just one. Even this here kitchen contains precious wares, wine bottles from centuries past and the like. I hear that stuff is fancy, but not very drinkable. I doubt anyone would go to the trouble of stealing it.
Wow. Really went out on a limb there. Oh, hey, it's my dad, Geralt.
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Ah, you don't believe Lady Rhea is the real target, do you? Even so, the knights have their orders. We can't abandon our duty to guard Lady Rhea. The goddess's rite of rebirth is an important event for the Church of Seros. They say it's the day when the goddess will return to walk among us. Not too likely, if you ask me. Best if you keep that to yourself.
You're a non-believer, Dad? Do I want to upgrade my lance? Or riding?
I still have much...
You do. Your riding skill is terrible. Terrible. While we're here, we might as well cook. Who do we want to cook with? Alright, we'll leave it up to chat to decide. Who do we want to cook with? Our options are Bernadetta, Anna, Mercedes, and Manuela. I don't want to cook with any of the others. When you see these double arrows up, that means that you get a bonus for that. Anybody got a suggestion? I mean, we can cook with Dedu, Ash, and Mercedes, but they're not in our house. Manuela is a good one just because she's recruitable as well. Origami says Bernadetta, so we're going to go with a Bernadetta. Looks like there are 4 dishes that we can cook. So each one of these dishes offers a different buff to the stats. Got a pike hot pot, which sounds really nice. Blessed jelly, which is luck. Queen's fish sauté, or swift fish gratined. I think we're gonna go with blessed jelly because it boosts luck, and luck is what drives critical attacks, and those are always handy to have. So, all right, Bernadetta, let's get cooking.
Sounds fun. Let me show you my cooking talent. A little more secret spice, and hey, no peeking.
I bet it's just pepper. Okay, that hopefully buffed up her motivation. While we're here, we can also head chef challenge. She's outside, I know, right? Amazing. So, great thing is that most of our students have high motivation. The two that don't, we can go ahead and share a meal with them. It should bump them up, so we'll go with that. Shokugeki no Anino.
I can eat so much of this stuff. My stomach's growling just thinking about it.
This is one of my favorites. How did you know?
Awesome. So now we have a full set of students that we can teach. We'll go a long way towards getting to their best classes. Whoop. Another owl feather. And a secret ledger. For someone who's deeply involved in commerce. Like I said, we'll hang on to that, but we know that's probably Anna's book. Just visit Bernadetta.
Hi. If you're looking for something, I probably can't help you. I still don't know what's where around here.
So Bernadetta's a bit of a shut-in. Can't say I blame her, especially in this COVID-19 time.
Hey, I get hungry sometimes, like anyone else. What? Eating at night is bad for you? There's no way that's true. Wait, really?
So we're not going to give her any gifts right now. Pond snail, which is good. That just reminds me, we need to check on our garden.
Maybe.
Yes, I do want to do some gardening. Gonna harvest our... Ooh, got a lot of seeds and peach currants and morphus plums. Nice. Let's plant some more seeds. What else do we want to plant? We'll plant these Nord salad seeds. I don't know what Nord salad is, but it sounds great. Oh, we're at it. Let's just you know what? Let's spread Pegasus blessings. It's a little expensive, but it doubles our yield, so we'll go with that. So we got to give the tea set to someone who loves tea.
It would be terrible if the greenhouse was targeted. The plants in here are incredibly valuable. This place contains the heart of Garreg Mach's 995-year history. So many beautiful flowers, plants that can save or end lives. They are all my precious children.
My precious plants. All right. Got that.
Okay.
Have I heard about the Death Knight? No, I have not. Should I be worried?
I hope you're well.
Hello,
As
Manuela.
for me, I had a date with a splendid specimen of a knight.
Did you know?
Now he's suddenly not in the mood to see me again. I blame all these rumors of a deathly figure showing up in town. Such an uproar must have, beyond reason, drawn his attention away from me.
That's so sad. Anyway, I am here to learn a lesson. Thanks for teaching me how to fly. You can do some fishing, but let's focus on completing these quests first.
That's so.
What's this?
Hey there.
It's this blinking scroll. Oh, Lorenz. There we go.
The goddess's rite of rebirth is the most significant ritual for the Church of Seros. Could it be that someone has spread these rumors of an assassination plot merely with the intention to hinder the celebration?
How kind of you. I will have to repay you sometime.
Pretty sure Lorenz likes it. He's one of those nobles, I'm sure he wouldn't mind a fancy tea set. I myself do not have a fancy tea set. I have actually this iron kettle, or iron teapot that I use. It's very nice and sturdy. It also has... You're blocking my way, commoner. How dare you? It's cast iron, so it actually retains heat very well. You are not useful to me to talk to. Who's in here? Dimitri is in here. Of course he is.
All this talk of assassination plots. It brings back dark memories I prefer to keep buried. I doubt there is any correlation, and yet... it is nothing. I am sorry for allowing my mind to wander. My focus should be solely on guarding the monastery right now.
Deep in the heart of Dimitri is a edgelord waiting to awaken.
I hear you have fought alongside Catherine. Had you the chance to witness her relic? Thunderbrand, glowing red. That glow is a sure sign that her blood contains a crest that harmonizes with that hero's relic.
Much wow.
What the?
Warning for anyone heading to Conan Tower. It seems some thieves have made their tower their hideout. Good to know. Okay, so that means we have a mission turn in. We shall do that now. Here you go, Seteth.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Collect several more secrets. Hi, Mayday. There's Sylvain and Hilda.
Did you know that on the last day of the rite, the monastery's open to the general public? It's kind of fun. It makes the place feel like a festival.
Actually, Alyssa, what kind of pizza toppings do you enjoy?
No classes on a
I
festival
don't think we've
day.
had pizza
I
before
thought I'd get
together.
to spend all day. Hey, Professor. I know there's talk of an assassination attempt, but do you really think they'll do it on the day of the Rite of Rebirth? I feel like security would be looser some other time. Is there some reason why it has to happen on that day?
I'm not recruiting you. Your focus is not there. Oh, it's Petra. Hi, Petra.
In Brigid, assassinations are many. I have also been the targeted, back in the past. The Goddess Tower has an entrance of narrowness. That is most good. The windows are not the most good, though. A target of ease for snipers.
You Shall invite you to tea another time. Hi, Caspar. Looks like you got a mission for me.
Figured it out, Professor. The enemy must be targeting Lady Rhea. They're gonna make it seem like they're going after something else, but then they're gonna go for her.
What? No.
Impressive, right? I'm telling you, my intuition's never wrong.
That's the opposite of what we said we were going to do.
Hey, I got a favor to ask.
Guy's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, hi, Mercedes.
Professor Yuritsa seems very familiar to me, but I don't recognize his name. I guess the resemblance could be coincidental. Oh, I'm already having so much...
Magic and bow. Classic pepperoni. Pepperoni's good. I try not to have it too much because it causes a little more heartburn than I like.
Professor? Do you know what this room is? It is the church's treasure vault. I say treasure, but I do not mean silver and gold and jewels. It mostly contains weapons, artifacts, and the like. Anything that would cause too great a stir, should it be stolen? No. The church knows better than to store anything too valuable in such an accessible location.
I cannot go past there. Thank you for informing me.
Professor.
What the?
Here's Raphael.
I bet the enemy's using this assassination nonsense just to sneak in and raid the pantry.
Just don't like tomatoes. That's the only thing you take off your pizzas. That's fair. I feel like tomatoes combined with tomato sauce is a little too much.
What do you think, Professor?
Although some of the Greek pizzas in the area, they will top their pizza with feta cheese and put in some olives as well as tomatoes and maybe gyro meat as well.
Oh, I'm right, all right. My animal instinct is telling me that the enemy is after our best meats.
I'm not recruiting you. You're a lunkhead. Did I miss talking to Edelgard?
We need more information. Is there...
Talk to you later. Oh, I forgot about this part. The online liaison.
I need a favor. Yes?
Okay. Not everyone can be Clyde, though. What is that supposed to mean? Who are we going to send out? We will send out, we'll send out Bernadetta. I don't know why I'm defending the himbo.
You'd best keep your distance. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down.
Please don't. Don't hurt me. I don't want to be thunderstruck.
Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety?
Sure, that's it.
All right.
Actually, that's a good thing to bump up. I want to move up my reasoning as much as possible so I could get to recruiting some of those other... That's the wrong way. This is the way I want to go. Nobody in there, huh? Alright. Nothing in there either. Apologies for the dizzying turns. Ah, there we go. I want to talk to this guy.
Pardon? You intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but me who could make use of them.
Help me with my reasoning. Thank you. Analyze the crest later. What's in this room?
Really?
Yes, really. It's Leone.
Hey, did you hear? A knight wielding a scythe is roaming around town at night. If he's a villain, I'd like to get the measure of him. Hey, I know I'm in a different...
Strength and lance. It's got a couple more people to talk to in here. Looks like there are some nice books. Greenhouse guide and a fishing guide. Nice. Get this monk to talk to us.
In this library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seteth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way,
Seteth is a book burner. Pass it on.
Makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
Hey there.
This place is huge.
That boy who was... I hear he's originally from a foreign land to the east called Almyra. I know he's still only a child, but I do wonder about his true intentions.
Yay! Got nationalists. The monastery. Fantastic. Alright, so we've pretty much searched the southern area. Oh, wrong way. Those automatic doors are very, very annoying. I think we will recruit Traveler Gabo. Ooh, that's expensive. Why would I want Albinian moose? I'll hire Leone as a adjutant too. That'll be good. Alright, so we've explored the main campus. Now it's time to go to the cathedral. Talk to all those people there. Looks like there are 2 more notes, and we have to give back advice. And then we'll circle back and go to the training hall and do that quest. Apparently the door won't trigger if I'm running. But I also neglected to talk to someone as I was running through. Let's talk to Hubert while we're here.
Can you imagine the Archbishop being murdered?
It sounds like you've been imagining it, Hubert.
I prefer not to consider such a gruesome scenario.
Of course not.
Calm, aren't you? I wonder what it takes to rile you up.
I'm not inviting you to tea. You might poison it.
Listen, the goddess's home is but in the spring, you can't see that star. That means she can't protect Fodlan. That's why we all celebrate the day when her star returns to the sky. That's the day of the rite of rebirth. See? See? I've been studying. I know just about everything.
Do you know? I'm happy for you, buddy.
People seem to, for example. Oh, and then we have the Holy Knights.
So there are Squires, Knights, and Holy Knights. 3 notes. So now we get to dispense advice from people who seek counsel. I have a great love for the sea, but Garreg Mach is too much distance from it. I am needing to be inside the water soon. What is the best place for swimming? You should visit the sea to the south. Petra is satisfied with your response. I want to make someone change his boorish behavior, but he does not seem to care, no matter how much I urge him to reconsider his actions. I'm at my wit's end. It's probably time for your professor to step in. That is from Ingrid. Okay. Hubert, I will order a Sherry's Jubilee and a Shirley Temple. Would you like to read a note from the advice box? I sure do. The tea here does absolutely nothing for me. I should send for some supplies from home, but there's truly not a soul in this place with tea fit for a noble. Lorenz would be a good source. Ferdinand is happy with my response, so advice well given. Pat myself on the back for that.
Have you visited the Goddess Tower? It's a sacred place used for rituals and the like. In general, students aren't allowed entry, but as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Some have even tried sneaking in. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable.
Unthinkable.
We have a lot more security, what with the goddess's rite of rebirth coming up.
You train me in something. I don't care for your skills, sir. We shall pass.
Professor.
Hi.
I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth.
Have an owl feather, kid.
Here's an idea.
A notebook full of cheesy jokes and bad puns. It probably belongs to someone who likes telling jokes. Or origami shuriken. Bazinga! I got you!
On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public, including the Holy Mausoleum. The Holy Mausoleum is where the tomb of the divine Saros lies. There she slumbers, eternally. That's pretty much all that's in there. Just an ancient coffin. It's sealed with a powerful magic to protect against would-be grave robbers.
And that's all the notes.
You're kidding. I can't stop. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it.
I want to slap this kid. Pull yourself together, man.
Thank you.
I'm not recruiting you. You're terrible. Oh, here's Ignaz.
With the whole monastery preparing for the goddess's rite of rebirth this month, it feels like everyone's a little on edge. Ah, Professor, I'd also like to talk to you about my future and stuff. Of course, I'll try harder in my current class.
Sorry, kid. Is there anybody whose faith we want to buff up? Excuse me. I don't really want to double up, but I might make an exception here just because I want to increase their faith a little bit. So we'll go with Dorothea and Lindhart? Do we want to do Lindhart? Let's do Lindhart.
I'll keep my voice down.
You're slapping on your pun game today. And he'll have to increase his moxie to join my crew. That's right.
I may sound terrible, but you won't notice when everyone else sings too.
That's great. So we'll turn this mission in, and we got one more stop, which is that training ground.
Well,
So let's see, we talked about the new book getting released tomorrow. Got a number of fun tabletop role-playing games on tap. Oh wait, no, I meant to go in here.
Perhaps. I knew I could count on you.
I am your professor.
On the day of the rite, it will
Not
be open to the
Gilligan or
public.
anything.
That will make it much easier than usual to access. Precisely. We can't know for certain, but it's a distinct possibility that the Holy Mausoleum is our enemy's target.
My favorite pizza toppings, so it depends on what where I'm ordering it from. It's if I'm going to Pizzeria Regina, or if there's just these two available as an option. I like doing a sausage and ricotta cheese combo. Otherwise, I would probably, if I was just ordering for myself, do a sausage or steak with mushrooms, onions, and peppers. But usually, if I'm ordering with Kazemu, we always end up with something with pepperoni. Usually pepperoni and mushrooms. That's also been a favorite of mine growing up. But it really depends on what I'm in the mood for. I like to change up my pizzas every now and then. I think another one that I also enjoy is chicken parm on a pizza.
Lord Lenato's rebellion may have been quelled, but the unrest in Fargus isn't dying down anytime soon.
Yeah, mushrooms are great.
The Boar Prince should hurry up and claim the throne, rather than letting old customs hold him back.
Portobello is great, especially if you can get it around here. And I know most pizzas end up with having just mozzarella on top, but I don't know if anyone here has ever tried provolone cheese on a pizza as opposed to just straight up mozzarella. And I found that provolone is great too, but it's very hard to find. It's hard to find a pizza place that does just provolone.
Join me for some training sometime. I might like to be...
Speed and sword, huh? Handkerchief soaked in a strange chemical. It probably belongs to someone who is callous in their methods. What?
You're skilled. Why won't you battle me?
Anytime, any place there, creepy dude. So I'm down to 1. Do I want the sword tournament, or do I want to fight or train with Jarits? I think I want the sword tournament. And who are we going to send in for the sword tournament? We are going to send in Petra. This is Rex. Smell like chloroform to you. Yeah, I can see that, Serena.
Witness frigid pride.
Petra, Petra, Petra. This is basically the Pokemon version, or the Pokemon minigame of Fire Emblem.
Witness frigid pride.
Damn, she's got a big braid.
I will not be stopping.
Semifinals. 7, 6, 96, 100. We better restore here. Alright, here we go, Petra. You can do it. I believe in you. What? That's some bull.
I'm glad I asked you.
I am not happy about that. Alright, that ends our free time here. That's not even enough to buy flowers for someone's birthday. How dare they? Group tasks, what were we going to do? Ferdinand, we're going to buff your riding. And we want to do this because we want to get Ferdinand to a cavalry unit. Who else is also a cavalry? We'll do Ferdinand, and we will do... You know what? We will instruct our students first, and then we will go on the group task. Because I kind of forgot what everybody's specialty is. So let's start with Edelgard. What do we need to do? Let's buff...
Nothing.
Have some praise.
Nothing worth celebrating.
Gosh, you're such a little Miss Perfect, aren't you?
I'm getting close.
Do we really want to unlock the reason here? We won't make it a priority right now, but let's see. What else do I want to buff?
I still have.
All right, so Bernadetta's next on our list. What are we gonna work on for her?
Hope this is good.
So, what these 3 stars here next to a skill mean is that it's a hidden talent. If you invest enough into it, you get a bonus towards that skill. In this case, for Dorothea, her weakness also happens to be hidden strength. So, and in this case, the skill is faith. So there are 2 spellcasting abilities or skills: reason and faith. Faith is your healing, but it's also got some offense, and you know, your reasoning is more of your debuffs as well as elemental attacks. Since we're kind of the only healer in the by default in the Black Eagle house is Lindhart, we wanted to make sure that at least one of the other 3 spellcasters in the house is also a healer. Hubert is not really geared towards this because he's also got the same weakness for faith, but we can actually, if we train enough, we can remove Dorothy's weakness in faith, or their penalty, if we train her enough. So we're going to focus on getting that out of the way first. And there we go, budding talent. This unit now excels in the faith skill. And they learned white magic avoidance, plus 20.
I feel like I learned something new.
Great. So that's awesome. That was worth it, right, everybody? We're going to try to bump it up so that it gets more even with reasoning.
You're quite the motivator, Professor.
I am, aren't I? Teacher of the Year right here, everybody. I think she's got high charisma as well, so we might want to buff up her leadership skills as well, so that will affect how effective her battalions are that are assigned to her. We're going to buff Petra's bow.
You have your guidance.
So we can work on 3 more students. We'll do Linhart.
Oh. How embarrassing. Oh, not a toad. Oh.
Alright, so we've got 2 more students that we can train. So it's either Hubert, Ferdinand, or Caspar. I think Caspar needs to get buffed up some. Question is, what do we want to buff up? Can buff up his attacks with brawling, but we can also help him with his armor. I think we're going to do heavy armor because he's going to be kind of a frontliner.
I'll get that went.
And so Hubert or Ferdinand. Hubert's got lower levels, so we might want to work on him. And we were working on trying to increase his spear work.
He's all in there. Ah, it's flattery.
He does have a weakness. Oh, he doesn't have a weakness in writing. Okay, well, that's good to know. My goal is to get Hubert to become a Black Knight, so it's going to be important to get him to buff up the lance skill at least. So group tasks, as far as that goes, we're probably going to want to let's do Ferdinand and okay, so he's not really great at teaming up there. We'll assign Bernadetta to work with them. So we need to adjust our goals a little bit here. Focus on Lance, and we're going to focus on riding for now. Actually, you know what? We'll just focus on Lance, and that's it. Who else do we need to change or swap around? Lindhart seems okay for now. Bernadetta is fine for now. Dorothea is okay for now. Petra and Anna are fine. Edelgard. Let's do Sword and Axe for now. Speaking of which, does she have any special skills? Oh, it was reasoning. Yeah, no.
I have a question.
When I take a lecture I'm not interested in, I get so sleepy. I just can't fight it. I should just give up, don't you think? Close my eyes and enjoy a peaceful slumber? May, you're the teacher here. What would your advice be for sleepy Linhart? Third option, if you take an interest, you won't get sleepy.
I got it.
Wow, that was a lot of points.
Professor.
Alright, fine. You want to be a warrior, you can be a warrior. Go forth and wage war. Yes, we shall participate.
They won't notice if one person doesn't sing, will they?
Learning these things gives me great difficulty.
It's Flane's birthday. Let's host a tea party for Flane. This is the first time we've done a tea party. This is an option you can do in order to get closer or buff up your students' motivations. It will also help you increase the charm stats of your Anino and the guests. And the reason why that charm is important is because it's a stat that's used to regulate the effectiveness of your battalions. So, higher the charm, the more damage they deal and the less likely they are to miss. Now, which tea should we have with her? All right, May or Origami or anybody else. Which tea should we serve Flane? The bergamot, the sweet apple blend, the Albinian berry blend, mint leaves, crescent moon tea, almond blend, ginger tea, the lavender blend, or the tea of saints. I'm leaning more towards the crescent moon tea itself. Oh, gross, lavender. So we're not going with lavender, but Origami says bergamot, which happens to be the most expensive tea on this list. Surprise.
I am honored that you invited me. I am ever so grateful. Delicious.
Tell me about your hopes for the future, Flame. So the trick into this is that you need to pick the best option of the three choices that you are given.
So soothing.
I'm going to say we're going to talk about Lady Rhea because she's not much of a fashion icon and she's not much of a gossip. God damn it. Plans for the future, classes you might enjoy. I think she's a scholar. We already asked about her plans for the future, so we'll go with classes you might enjoy. God damn it! Oh, this is a very awkward tea session.
That tea was very delicious. Please take care, Professor.
Wow, that was a horrible tea session. Happy birthday.
I think we can do it.
With the two of us, there is nothing to worry about. Amazing, no?
That's good.
I am closing in on expertise.
That's a good skill to have because that allows her to counter when she's got a bow.
I'm getting better at this.
I know, right? So we can do a seminar, we can explore, we can go into battle. I'm leaning more towards exploring because I want to bump up my student skills and their motivation, as well as my own skills. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Plus, we have stuff to give away now, so... let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got support scenes that we can throw out there. Looks like Petra's got a bit of a bonus to her scene. So what this does is when your soldiers attack or defend or otherwise link together on the battlefield, you get support points. What that does is that you can upgrade the bonuses that they get when they work together on the battlefield. And so you see here that some soldiers will get a bigger bonus or have the potential for a bigger bonus or teamwork with others. Like for instance, Petra has an S-class support level when paired with my character. Everybody else is maxed out at A-class. So anyway, well, let's see what Petra and Edelgard have to say to one another.
Petra, you seem to be flourishing in your new environment. Is all going well for you?
Lady Edelgard, everything is well with me. Thank you for your question. Everyone shows great kindness, even while I am still learning about the language.
I'm glad to hear it. After all, a Brigid royal like yourself is of vital importance to the future of the Empire. If you ever need anything, please let me know. It's my job to watch out for you after all.
If that is your want, I will rely on you if I have the need. However, I will not have that need. I can resolve any problems that occur by myself.
I don't doubt it. Perhaps I'm worrying too much. I just don't know what I would say to your family if something were to happen to you.
Do not spend your worry on me. In Brigid, there is a phrase we say, you cannot shoot two birds with one arrow. Brigid and I are that second bird. Your first target is your ambition.
Ooh.
Can you disagree?
There is certainly truth in your words. I do have ambitions that transcend all else for me. When I ascend the throne, there are certain things I must do. Tell me, Petra, who do you think I am?
You're Batwoman.
Huh?
I will tell you. I am Edelgard von Hresvelg, and yes, I'm attempting to do what no one else can. I'm prepared to shoot 2 birds, or even 3, with a single arrow. That is the least of the impossible things I will accomplish.
Well,
if you don't
look
need
who's
my
got a
victories,
high
then prove
opinion
it.
of herself.
Show me your power. Never settle for being the bird. Be the arrow instead.
I will take your words to my heart, and you will be seeing my power. I give you my promise.
Whatever that means. Ah, Hubert and Edelgard. Let's see what they have to say to one another.
Sometimes I wonder if your life could have taken you down a different path. If you had never met me and entered my service, you might have had a more peaceful...
And note that I did give Hubert a butler's outfit specifically because of his role.
A more tedious path. Inconsequential and spoiled rotten, like so many other nobles? Never. My duty to you is no mere obligation. I chose this. I had thought that would be obvious to you.
I understand you well.
Wow, stalker much?
But when I see you at the monastery, studying with the others, it makes me wonder what kind of life you might have had without me.
Such a life may have had its appeal. I thought I'd left my years of carefree innocence behind me. But I cannot deny that I find myself enjoying my time at the monastery.
Why is he not talking as creepy as he does to other people?
I feel the same way.
That enjoyment, however, is only thanks to you. Standing by your side is all that truly matters to me.
I see. Then I won't speak of such things again. If it's really what you want, I'll gladly keep you by my side.
But only as my butler.
The path I must walk is soaked in blood. It's a path that can lead to madness, can snatch away one's future, and can even take one's life. And the pool of blood at my feet is growing larger. Those stains can never be washed clean.
Wow, she got super edgy.
Please leave the violence to me.
What? Oh, no! That's horrible.
Be seen as pure above the fray. Allow me to paint the path that lies before you red with the blood of your enemies. I will do it gladly.
There's the creepy Hubert we all know. Petra and Dorothea. Let's see how they're doing.
Petra, how are you doing? I am settled. Everyone shows great kindness.
I'm glad to hear it. I was so surprised when you first arrived. A princess all the way from Bridget.
You have my gratitude. But please do not call me princess. You are making my cheeks blush.
There's nothing to blush about. You're every little girl's dream.
And also paint the bathroom of your summer house.
Anyhow, I suppose it's been a long time since you've been back to Bridget, hasn't it? I hope you aren't homesick. Maybe we can cook one of your favorite dishes from back home.
Its favorite dish is bird with arrow.
I do wish for that. But there is no possibility. The ingredients are not found here.
I suppose you're right. That's probably why they don't cook the food of Bridget in the dining hall. I'm sorry. I just got to thinking about how hard it must be to live somewhere so far away from home and... No, it can't be impossible. I'll fix you a real meal of Bridget. I'll just find a recipe and similar ingredients.
Wait, Dorothea. It is the thinking that counts, but your cooking is... What is the word? Horrendous. That is what everyone is saying anyway.
Wow.
Horrendous? Nobody's cooking can be that bad.
The thinking is enough for me. You have my biggest gratitude.
Fine, I'll do something instead of cooking for you. I just want to be sure that you feel at home here.
You'll call Uber Eats. How's that?
How about a massage? That may help you loosen up.
So Dorothea wants to give Petra a massage. Indeed.
I have no problems. My body is already able to relax.
Take the massage.
Oh? Then perhaps I could sing you lullabies to help you sleep.
She's flirting so hard. What would my comfort food be? Let's see. I think as of late it's, well, during the colder months like fall and winter, it's definitely hot pot. So just so we're clear, Dorothea is actually is in fact bisexual and has romance paths that lead in both directions. And I guess you could even say that she is also polyamorous as well. Having learned that about one of her endings. So it's good to know. But, and I really don't like this classification or this way they characterized her. But she flat out came to the academy specifically to find a husband to take care of her. And I am not... Yeah, it does make me feel uncomfortable that way because she was hitting up Edie earlier. The only one that she wasn't hitting up on was Manuela, which is kind of weird because they are both from the same opera company, and Manuela is also looking for a husband. It's just that Manuela is at the cougar stage, I guess, is how she is, because she's a lot more mature than a lot of the other women in this class. In a way, she's actually, Manuela kind of reminds me of that really bad replacement teacher from Persona 4. But yeah, I'm totally serious.
I'm not having sleeping trouble.
Just know that you never have to worry about putting me out.
I like helping my friends.
Dorothea says that you never have to worry about putting her out.
Well then, I must be going, but remember my offer.
Dorothea is filling my heart full.
Okay, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of those. But it has now been a week, so we can actually go back to looking and harvesting our veg seeds.
Right. Maybe.
So I guess the effectiveness of how you manage your time in this game is largely dependent on your professor level, because the higher your professor level is, the more tasks you can do in a given open day. I did not do that right. I keep doing that wrong. Plant. Here we go. So, little weird thing about me is that I need to even things out or zero things out. I'm a little bit obsessive about that. So, that's the reason for my choices here. Okay, so that's taken care of. So I've got a side mission here to collect several valuable secrets, but you can only get those while you're on missions.
Professor, as for me, I blame all...
So the reason why I chose exploring instead of doing a seminar, which most people other do, is because since I'm starting with an A-level professorship, it means I have 9 things that I can do. So, in my opinion, it's actually more effective for me to do that. Choose the exploring option, because then I can go train up my skills. And then also take some time to motivate my students so that they can also get some extra training along the way, too. I should do some fishing. And the reason why I'm not doing any cooking right now is because that the cooking buffs that I earned when I cooked in the first week actually apply for the whole month, so it would just be redundant to do that. Yeah, I think that's what I like about these games so much, is that they teach you how to be more... Today's special is cabbage and herring stew. And only one person in my house actually likes that. I guess we will just bump Edelgard. And no time is lost in travel. That's right.
All I look for in a meal is a full stomach. You seem to be after something more than that, Lady Edelgard.
True. I feel that sharing a table with people you're close to is a precious opportunity that should never be taken for granted.
We're getting close to getting that A+ professorship. Sure.
What's the matter? Even so, the god, they say not to.
Okay, that's good. We buff that. So you'll notice here on the map there's this big blue ellipses box over there. That means that if I walk into that direction, a special scene will pop up. As we know, when we looked at our support earlier, it mentioned that the bond between me and Bernadetta is about to increase. So in order to do that, we need to walk over here and trigger that cutscene, and then we'll go through that.
for shutting yourself inside, don't you think? I'm glad you get it. With great weather like this, there'll be no one inside to bother us. I love feeling like I'm all alone in the world.
Do you? What made you such a recluse?
Oh, that. Well, I guess I can tell you, Professor. My father's obsessed with money. He's only ever seen me as bait for a rich husband. To train me to be a good wife, he'd do things like tie me to a chair.
Whoa! Whoa!
I tried hard to do as he asked. Honestly, I did. But before I knew it, I just couldn't bring myself to leave my room anymore. I just had this overwhelming feeling of fear all the time. No matter how hard I tried, my father never thought I was good enough. After that, it was just constant scolding. He couldn't say 2 words to me without mentioning how useless I was. An unmarriageable girl.
Holy smokes.
My life was isolated, to say the least. I wasn't allowed to play with other kids, let alone make friends. Soon, I stopped wanting that. I was happiest alone. But even that made him mad. And when he tried to drag me outside, I kicked and screamed so much, I seriously hurt myself. He's calmed down a bit in recent years. His constant torment was replaced with complete indifference. He mostly acts like I don't exist now.
What a douchebag.
If you can believe it, I was basically kidnapped. My mother ordered an attendant to stuff me in a bag while I was sleeping. By the time I figured out what was going on, I was already here.
Wow, I have so many problems with her story right now.
For a while, I was sure I was going to die. But here I am. Look at me. Still breathing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you down talking like that about my past. Just forget everything I told you. There's no point in talking about myself anyway.
Oh, Bernadetta. That's not great.
Idiot! Oh, this is why everyone hates you, Bernie!
I don't like either of these options, but I will thank her for confiding in me.
What? No, it's not. Oh, Professor! How can you be so kind to me? I don't deserve it.
Oof. Oof. But now we must protect Bernadetta at all costs.
I'm sorry. Please don't look at me.
Oh man, that was... that was... Oof. Ouch. What was I... Oof. Man, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I will not. I must protect this baby at all costs. Fortunately, her abilities and her specialties actually cater to her being a sniper. So we are going to continue along that. Can we go fishing? Yeah, sure we can go fishing. Let me just use up some of this time to
the glory of
level up my reasoning. Really? Oh, I can't believe I missed this before. Nobody likes it when I run in the halls. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run in all the halls. Run like the wind.
Unbelievable. Pardon, intriguing.
Reasoning, please. Really? Short again? Oh. Blue picky-uppy thingy. That's Leone that was in there. We don't have to go there. there anybody else who teaches reasoning? Or like bake a pie? Oh, looks like someone else is ready for a heart-to-heart chat. Let's see who it is, and hopefully it won't be as heartbreaking as Bernadetta's, because that is a tough one.
Professor.
Oh God, it's Hubert.
Hello, Professor. You seem to be in good health.
Jesus. Do you have to come up behind me and say it like that? Hello, Professor. You seem to be in good health.
Of course. Doesn't seem intimidated.
Are you trying to intimidate me?
No, not at all. It's just that I find myself a little concerned for your well-being.
Oh, is that so?
Lady Edelgard has taken something of an interest in you.
I think not.
She has. And it's beneath you to be so glib. There is something you need to understand about the role I play here.
It sounds like he wants to paint the walls of the dormitory with my blood here.
One of my many duties is to determine potential advantages and potential threats to Her Highness. If you prove yourself useful to Lady Edelgard, then all will be well. If you pose a threat, I shall have to dispose of you.
I can't believe his eyes narrowed even further when he said that. Look at that.
Yes, this is no joke. While I may be a student here, I am her servant first and foremost. Therefore, if an untimely demise is not to your liking, you would do well to demonstrate your utility with all haste. I should warn you that I am far less compromising than Lady Edelgard. Do not be at ease merely because you stand in her good graces for the time being.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Professor. I'm not worried. Not worried at all.
Huh. Such confidence. I'm beginning to see why you caught her eye.
Also, I am struggling to finish your assigned essay. May I have an extension?
My family, House Vestra, has been sworn to House Resvelg for generations. Since the dawn of the Empire, we have worked to protect the Emperor by any means necessary. If you incur our wrath, you will see just what I mean.
And now, your support level with Hubert is level C. Their motivation has increased. Anyways, looking at the time has flown. It is now 10 o'clock, which means we've been at this for about 3 hours. So, I am going to call the stream here, because we have an early day tomorrow, and if we get enough work done, we can probably start some reading. So, that is great. Looking forward to some leisure reading. Anyways, yeah, Hubert, why do you show your hands so much? You're telegraphing everything, buddy. Anyways, thank you again for tuning in. I had a lot of fun streaming on this channel, and I appreciate all of your chatter, and appreciate you coming to spend Monday night with me, because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to spend it here on the Huetopia channel with a Mellow stream theater, although the last two scenes were not terribly mellow, but that's okay. We are going to continue forth with the story in due time. But what's coming up this week? We've got a double header back on... Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Tomorrow is NB, non-binary day, and so you can expect there to be a show tomorrow evening. I believe it's going to be sometime around 7 p.m. Make sure that you are following the Huetopia Twitter account. I don't know what the command is for that. Someone help me out. Is it Twitter? Is it just exclamation Twitter? Gosh, no. I bet there's a link here on the list. Yeah, there's a link there. So if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the link to the Twitter. So follow that. Let's see. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. Oh, wow. There's actually a schedule here, so I should probably just read that. But tomorrow there's going to be probably a special show featuring another edition of the Unfiltered Chat with guests from the Huetopia Discord who can come in, pop in, and talk about NB Day as well as any other issues or topics that they want to touch up upon tomorrow. So follow the Twitter and be on the lookout for that announcement. And then back around Wednesday, you've got your doubleheader. You will see Wednesday, July 15th and 29th. You've got your game roulette, which will start at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then Thursday is the show Palette. So definitely tune in for those. Hopefully we've done enough, gotten enough viewers and enough airtime to boost this channel to an affiliate status. So stay tuned for that. Come join our Discord. Is a Discord invite somewhere around here? Is that private? I'm not sure. Anyway, there is a Discord. Also, follow on Twitter and look for that as an invite as well. But definitely tune in for Game Roulette. I think there are still some openings for game seats there. So, you know, if you are interested and you're free that night, feel free to try to sign up for those games. And then swinging around back to next week on July 22nd, will be the next episode of Kahania, which both Serena, Bezos, and myself will continue our adventure along with Connie and Raheem. So, anyways, I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you again all for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. I enjoy chatting with people while I game. So, tonight was especially great. Our disaster children. Oh gosh, there's going to be so much drama. Anyways, so this is Anino signing off and encouraging you to be your most thoughtful selves. So take care, everybody. I appreciate your time.